you hear that?
I heard that.
Number 35 on our top 100 list is An American Werewolf in London. This was, of course, directed by the great John Landis with special effects, and that gets a very high billing in this movie because it was so important, from Rick Baker, who transformed David Naughton from a regular dude into a howling werewolf in a fantastic way.
You know, people have been transforming into werewolves for as long as there's been cinema, practically, but no one had shown us this transformation as explicitly as Rick Baker and John Landis would here. I mean, I think this film probably wouldn't be on this list, I hate to sound cynical, without that special effect, because it's so central to the movie being part of movie knowledge going forward. I mean, I can't not see this movie. I can't not see David Naughton's face transforming into this wolf. It also really captured something about the transformation that I don't think had ever been really articulated before, and that is that it's painful to turn from a human being into a werewolf. I mean, you just see the anguish and agony on this actor's face as he's going through these things, as he's sort of flopping over with these two big paws. And it's so physical and so visceral, and it just, once his transformation is complete and he's on the loose in London, hijinks ensue. This is a horror movie, but it's more than that.
Yeah, and I think that's the genius of the movie, too. I think having John Landis, who had come off of other comedies like Animal House, really brought a comedic sensibility to it that I think the movie benefits from, you know? So it has a blend of genres, which is a terrific slice of entertainment.
But you're right, it needs that light comic touch, or else this stuff just becomes too heavy and too grim.
Could be a lot of things. Yeah? A coyote.
I like the way that this movie opens. I mean, it is in a lot of ways, we've used this term a lot. We seem to like road pictures. I mean, this is about two college kids who are traveling through England.
Which is also fish out of water, especially back in the 80s when this movie is set. International co-productions weren't so prevalent and so prominent.
Like kids backpacking across Europe certainly didn't reach the sort of saturation point that it has today.
It was a new deal for us, you know?
I agree.
And so this was a cool way to be exposed to this other part of the world and this countryside and these pubs.
Yeah, and I love their foreignness. Even though everybody speaks English, their foreignness when they go to the Slaughtered Lamb, which is where they run into all of these locals. The whole place is just filled with this sense of impending doom.
It's in God's hands now.
And then to see these two go back out into the moors, you know, I've never been to the moors in England. I don't know what it's like, but they're all foggy and the grass is all wet with dew and something starts chasing them through the dark and you are absolutely riveted to the screen in this moment.
And Griffin Dunn is fantastic as this ghost who's been mauled and mutilated and killed and starts to kind of become more grotesque as the movie wears on, as pieces
and
of his body.
more interesting and more comic.
And more funny, and it's almost like this is a little bit of a Withnail and I with a horror theme.
David! You're hurting my feelings.
This movie is everything. It's sexy, and it's smart, and it's funny, and it's horrific. And what else do you want from a movie?
And it's tragic, but that's probably revealing a little too much.
You know, and I will never look at a full moon the same way again. Congratulations to An American Werewolf in London and John Landis, and especially you, Rick Baker. You're number 35 in our list of the greatest movies of all time. Ow!